Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Lisa?
Good.
Nice
Glad to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
I'm excited to pick out my tree today. You are new owners of this farm now.
We are. We bought a property from a couple named Jim and Norma Corliss. They owned the business for 50 years and built pretty much what you see around you. And we bought it 2 years ago and have kind of been learning on the job from them, and now it's ours. Now we're responsible for everything that happens.
What kind of trees do you grow? Are there different varieties?
There are a couple different varieties, but mainly we have the balsam fir,
Okay.
which is a native of the state of Maine.
Okay.
So they
Makes
grow
sense.
pretty nicely here. We also have some Fraser firs occasionally throughout the plantation that have been planted over the years. Our process starts in May when we first replace the trees that we've taken off the previous season. So if you come up in December and buy a tree, I have to replace that. It's a kind of recyclable business.
I love that.
So a tree comes off and a new tree goes in its place. And then we wait in January and February for the snow to start to melt off. As soon as that happens, we're back in the fields, kind of prepping. In about mid-July, when things start to harden up, that's when we come out here with shearing knives. And my guys hand shear all of these. They go to the tops to make sure that they've got that nice center run that you see that you can hang your angel or your star on every year. And then the preps start for getting ready for people to start coming to the farm.
So like this tree, how old is this tree roughly?
So roughly this is probably a 7-year-old tree.
Wow.
They call it a 3-1 tree. 3 years in its first seed bed, it's transplanted, which gives us a more vigorous root system. And then it's uprooted, brought to us, and we plant the roots back here. And then in about 6 to 10 years, that's normally when they're harvested. So this one's a 7-year-old tree.
Besides Christmas trees, you guys offer a lot of other stuff in your shop, plus the donuts and cider.
Absolutely. Everybody comes, I think, for the free cider and donuts. However, we do have wreath makers that have already started production for your Christmas wreaths. And we sell a couple thousand wreaths every year. And we have a crew that's been here for about 20 years making the wreaths.
So all the wreaths are made by hand?
All the wreaths are handmade. Now we do have a machine that helps them with the spooling.
Okay.
But each wreath that you get from Piper Mountain is handmade.
You are retired Navy, my husband's retired Navy, and you do trees for troops. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. There's actually a story to it that makes me so excited about doing it. I served out of Kuwait. We flew SEALs into southern Iraq, and the dining facility where we ate, there was a Christmas tree in the center of the dining facility. And the smell, when it hits you, when it's lit and you see the gifts underneath the tree, it brings you back home. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world. It's like a good song. Because of that, we were offered the opportunity to donate trees to Trees for Troops. And Jim and Norma have been doing that for years. A lot of the growers from all over the state donate trees, and annually we do about 300 trees from the state of Maine, and they'll be distributed to bases throughout the country so that they can have that experience of feeling like they're back home.
It's kind of like a sign that you were meant to be the owner because you have that military connection also.
I think so, and Jim doesn't talk about it a whole lot, but he actually did a little bit of time in the Air Force, so I think he's got a natural inclination to being friendly toward a veteran organization.
That's really neat. We are lucky enough to live really close to your farm, but if somebody can't get here, where else could they buy your trees or your wreaths?
So we do have a brand new website that we just launched this year. It had been there in the past, but we've kind of revitalized it.
Okay.
We will ship between a 4.5 and 6 foot tree anywhere in the country.
Wow.
So we can do that. We do have a local hardware store that we're in a partnership with, Erickson's Hardware in Hamden. And then we work with the Detroit Feed Commodities, not Detroit, Michigan, but right here in Maine, Detroit.
Do you want to help me come find the perfect tree now?
I will certainly help you, and I will certainly help you cut one down, but I want you to pick it because everyone that comes out here, they have a different idea what a Christmas tree should look like. And if you look around, it's like people.
Right.
They have their own,
Tall
I don't want to say
skinny,
personality,
short,
but
and a little chubbier.
absolutely, absolutely. So you're going to see some different trees of all shapes and sizes, just like people. And so what you think is a perfect tree is what I'm going to help you cut down today.
Okay.
Perfect.
This is a good one though, right?
It is. I like the shape. You've got a little top to prune there, so you can find it perfect for whatever ornament you're going to put on top.
Right. Is there a secret to cutting the tree down?
I think it's just brute strength and determination. You could lean that just towards you a little bit. That will help get that last little bit.
Timber.
Perfect. right, I'm gonna grab right here in the middle,
Okay,
and I'm just gonna toss it in the back of the truck.
okay. Let's put it on the top of the Subaru, and then I have some Christmas shopping to do.
All right, well, let's head back to the shop then, shall we?
This is about as fresh a tree as you can get. What are some tips to keep your tree looking fresh and staying green as long as possible?
Absolutely. One of the things that we recommend to all of our customers is that you cut about 1 inch off the base as soon as you get home, right before you put it into your stand. Put it in the water, and as long as you sustain the water level above that cut, the tree will continue to take up the fluid, the water, as if it's still alive.
Now, what about those little packets of tree saver or putting sugar in the water? Is any of that necessary?
So I'm going to tell you something, and I want everybody out there to listen. I sell that in my shop, and you're welcome to buy it. It does have some sugar content that does help the tree, but I think if you do the little trick that I gave you, you can save the money on it and keep your tree alive for probably a month or two after you take it home.
Good to know. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome.